UFC 209 brings the company back to home to Las Vegas, and we get a title rematch. Welterweight champion Tyron Woodley and Thompson fought to a majority draw in November, and a rematch was always in the cards. The two will do it again at UFC 209, with lightweights Khabib Nurmagomedov and Ferguson serving as the co-main event. The UFC 209 Woodley vs. Thompson is coming up Saturday, March 4th, 2017 at 10 p.m. That's the main card at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. You can watch the preliminaries at UFC Fight Pass and the main card on pay-per-view. For the welterweight championship bout between Tyron Woodley and Thompson. Woodley, who's 16-3-1, got one round from a judge, while the other two called the fight a draw. Thompson, who's 13-1-1, showed that he could withstand Woodley's power and return the favor, which means a rematch had to happen. Woodley would have to stay off the fence more than he did in the first fight, while Thompson has to do better at avoiding takedowns. Expect the first fight to go the same as the first, but the edge goes to Woodley and his wrestling. He will be favored in this bout, and he feels like he's got a lot to prove, but he's worth the juice in this spot. He should prevail. Our pick for this fight is Woodley. For the lightweight bout between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Ferguson. Nurmagomedov, who's 24-0, trounced Michael Johnson in November, winning by submission. And Ferguson, who's 22-3, defeated former champion Rafael dos Anjos in November by unanimous decision. The two have been going back and forth in the media for a while now, and it will be interesting to see how Ferguson deals with this. He's a wrestler, but he wants no part going to the mat with Nurmagomedov, who mauls opponent. He can also strike, and he will get Ferguson to the mat eventually, and it will be all over from there. Our pick for this fight is Nurmagomedov. For the heavyweight bout between Alistair Overeem and Mark Hunt. Overeem, who's 41-15 and won a contest, lost his chance to add the UFC title to a resume that includes belts from K1, Strikeforce, and Dream, as he was knocked out by champion Stipe Miocic in September. Hunt, who's 12-10-1 and won a contest, lost to Brock Lesnar in July, but he was ruled as a no contest after Lesnar failed a drug test. Hunt has railed against Lesnar in the media, and he gets a fight with another man who failed a drug test, as Overeem did in 2009. These two fought in Dream in 2008, as Overeem won via submission, but expect both of these former K1 kickboxers to stand this time. Our pick for this fight is Overeem. For the middleweight bout between Rashad Evans and Dan Kelly. Evans, who's 19-5-1, finally makes his middleweight debut as the former light heavyweight champion steps down in weight, and he has been off since a first-round KO loss to Glover Teixeira last April. Kelly, who's 12-1, outpointed Chris Camozzi in November, and he's quietly moving up the ladder. Kelly went to 4 Olympic Games for judo, but he has settled in nicely to MMA. However, Evans has a wealth of experience and the wrestling chops to grind out a win in his 185-pound debut. Our pick for this fight is Evans.